Hi, this is Jeff Hasen. Welcome to the Mobile Marketing Foundation series. I'm the faculty chair of mobile for Market Motive and author of a book called Mobilized Marketing, Driving Sales, Engagement, and Loyalty Through Mobile Devices. So let's start out and put a foundation in terms of what is mobile marketing. Well, the Mobile Marketing Association puts it this way. Mobile marketing is a set of practices that enables organizations to communicate and engage in an interactive and relevant manner through and with mobile devices and networks. Now that sounds like it was written by academia, and I know the person who wrote it, and you'd be absolutely right if you made that guess. So let's break down what we mean by mobile marketing. Now if I were fortunate enough to get you to open up my book, Mobilized Marketing, you would see that there's a basic core principle in there. And it is my belief through hundreds, if not thousands of campaigns that I've been part of and interviews with literally hundreds of marketers that everything and nothing has changed with mobile. It is the what that remains the same. We need to sell more stuff. It's the how that's different. And the key points of the definition of mobile marketing are communicating and engaging in a relevant manner through what has become the most personal device, the most personal channel for us to reach our customers and prospects. And as we walk through these foundations, I will tell you that this really has gone from a nice to have to really it has become a must. And what I promise you is I'm not going to lay out some hype and tell you that everything gets addressed and everything gets answered by mobile marketing. But what I will make the case for is that if you're not doing mobile marketing, you are being left behind and your competitors are likely, no pun intended, beating the pants off of you when it comes to driving engagement, sales, and loyalty. Let's talk about the cost of not including mobile. I'm not here to hype this channel. I believe that we have some distance to go to make it everything we want it to be. And as we talk through the course, I'll talk about where I think things are in maybe the second inning or the third inning. But I am a firm believer that mobile marketing is no longer a luxury for you. And that's for a variety of reasons. First off, let's talk about the life of a consumer. They expect, they reward, and they punish brands and businesses for the way that they interact through mobile devices. The expectations are that if a consumer goes to a mobile device, they're going to have an accurate, mobile, optimized experience. They're going to go on a website on a mobile device and they're going to see the things that they expect to see, the store hours, directions, and the like, maybe what's the promotion on there. They expect to reward and punish those who are providing these experiences either in a positive or a negative way. And I'll ask you, if you're not doing mobile or if you're only doing mobile in a small way, what about your competitors? If you haven't, it behooves you to take the time to take a look at what your competitors are doing in this channel. And that's as simple as going on their website through a mobile device, going in their store and seeing if there's a call to action, if there's a way for us to engage with that business through mobile. Because I'll tell you that in a lot of ways, there are huge ramifications for you to be on the sidelines or relatively inactive and your competitors doing a lot more and running the race in a more competitive way. Mobile marketing is uniquely different from mobile advertising. And this translates to the broader definitions of marketing versus advertising. I like to look at it this way. Marketing is simply a path to engagement. So the key there is that you have a consumer who you're asking to do something with you. Where advertising is oftentimes a branding mechanism or it's a path to awareness. So in the mobile marketing pure sense, oftentimes what we're doing is we're getting a consumer to raise his or her hand and say they want to have a conversation with you. And that's awesome. That's why I'm in this business, very frankly. What we need to do is follow the rules and the regulations and the best practices, which I'll talk about. And this engagement, how do we measure this engagement? This engagement is critical for us, as what we do is we're able to present ourselves as being uniquely different than our competitors. I will challenge you to name a business that does not need mobile marketing. And the reason I say that is we need to start the way we start every marketing program. We need to look at the insights of our consumers. We need to know what they're doing, what devices they're carrying, how much time they're spending in apps versus the web. But every business has customers or prospects that are spending more time. The studies showed time spent on mobile, time spent on tablets is increasing in a great pace every single year. So my argument is virtually all of us, whether we're B2B or B2C, need mobile marketing at least to some extent. It is critical that we look at mobile as something that fits into the integrated marketing mix. Mobile does not succeed when it's on an island or when it becomes an afterthought, but where it does succeed is it allows integrated campaigns to work harder and become more trackable. Let me give you an example. Ford did a campaign for the sale of the Ford Fusion. And what they did is they were running traditional media, newspaper and television like they have for forever and ever. They decided to add a mobile call to action, asking people what they like to know the local loan offer in their area. And the way this worked was, if you were a consumer and you saw that call to action, you would engage and you would text in your zip code to a short code, which is a 5-digit number that Ford uses. It's much like a URL, but in mobile it is their identifier. You send this keyword, or you send your zip code to this short code, and what you get back is the local information, either 1.9% or 3.9% or 4.9%. And really where this campaign became really important is the idea that you could engage with that consumer one more time because they engaged with you. For those who asked for that loan offer in their area, 15.4% of the people said they were interested in receiving a call from the car dealer. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was asked that question, would you like to be contacted by a dealer in your area? 1,000 times I would not only say no, I would likely say hell no. It's the kind of experience that you only do when you have to, but 15.4% of the people who took the first step took the second step. Ford's expectations were something like 1 or 2 or 3% at the most. And the whole point of this long-winded story is for me to tell you that those dollars, those traditional media dollars, worked harder and they became more trackable because we asked the consumer to do something. A good number of people did that, and that television spot became something stronger than it ever was before. That newspaper ad became something that it was stronger before. So because of the hundreds and thousands of successes that mobile has had over the course of the last 10 or so years, it has earned a seat at the table. But as I mentioned, it can't live on an island. It needs to be at the table during the conception stage. Mobile may be the first foot forward in a campaign. It may be the last. It may not be included at all, but it really has earned the right to be part of the mix along with every other channel that we talk about. Now, mobile and other advertising, we can talk about how mobile and TV and print, and I just mentioned that Ford campaign, there are many others. Mobile has a role with websites. More people access a website on a mobile device now than they do on a PC, which just from that fact alone, if you don't remember anything else from this introductory conversation, you absolutely have to have a strong presence on a mobile web because more people are coming in through that door than they're coming in through their desktop. And other digital elements also are combined, as we'll talk about through this whole foundational series. Mobile and TV, I gave you the Ford example, but what's the bigger implication of what I'm talking about here? Well, simply by having a mobile device in hand or literally within your arm's length, we take what used to be a passive activity and we make it interactive. An example is Macy's. So what Macy's does is it takes into account that a consumer is interested in engaging. And there was a show not that long ago called Fashion Star, where you can not only vote on the fashions that you were seeing, but you can purchase them. And my wife certainly took note because she is into that category, and she certainly had her iPhone within arm's distance for her. So the idea that we're going to watch TV and we're going to put our mobile device aside and then we're going to pick it up 3 hours later, that's not the way the world works. And the studies show the activity on Twitter, the activity on Facebook increase when we have big television events, the Super Bowl, the Emmys. Millions and millions of communications of tweets are happening during those periods. Mobile and websites. Often the customer journey goes from one screen to another. And when you take a look at my Twitter experience or my Facebook experience, and likely yours, these aren't channel dependent or device dependent. It is one of those kinds of things where you take your experiences from one screen to another. And other digital efforts are also being impacted in a great way by mobile. Google has tremendous data that talks about how the search world has really been turned upside down by the effect of mobile. So searches on mobile are more local in nature. That makes sense to us. We're out and about. We want to know what's playing at the local theater. We want to know if the club is open. We want to know if a restaurant has reservations. This all gets accessed through mobile devices, maybe through apps through the mobile web. And about 50% or even more of those searches that happen on a smartphone turn into someone walking into a business within 24 hours. Let me restate that and make sure that you picked up on that. About half of those searches that happen with local intent on a mobile device turn into folks walking into a brick and mortar within 24 hours. That's huge. And what else could you do to get people to physically leave what they're doing and come marching into your business? And that compares to about 1/3 of the similar activity on a computer and a tablet. Folks are not in the proximity, they're not close, and they're not really motivated to go somewhere in a short amount of time. So it is one of those kinds of things that has huge implications, and one of those lessons that we learn in terms of do we or don't we need mobile. Just in this one particular example, if you're a search marketer and you're not taking into account local searches that are going to turn into business within a day, you're really missing out on something that has a huge opportunity for us to take your business from here to there. So that was a rather fast overview of this foundational series. I look forward to getting into more detail with you, talking about the specific elements of successful marketing programs, and really getting us on a firm place, a firm path for us to take our marketing programs from where they are now to really maximizing through this mobile channel.